Getting dressed every day is probably something you take for granted, but if you live with somebody who is trying to navigate Alzheimer's or some other kind of dementia, then you learn right away that getting dressed, the act of putting the clothes on, but also choosing what to wear is sometimes really challenging. I am not an expert in Alzheimer's or dementia, but I do have experience caring for someone. My father-in-law, I always called him Otosan, which means father in Japanese, lived with us for 5 years while he was navigating Alzheimer's. And I talk a lot about that experience in my memoir, Finding Yoyu. However, I couldn't put everything in the book, and I wanted to share some of the ways that we helped him along the way. And today I wanted to talk about clothes. And whenever I was trying to find ways to help Otosan, I always was thinking about three things. One, will whatever I introduce make it easier for him to continue doing things on his own? Two, will it help relieve some stress from my husband, who Otosan's son, Akira, who was really stressed and irritated, frustrated with the whole situation? And three, will it make my life easier? Will it bring more yo-yu for me in caring for Otosan? And I just use the word yo-yu. If you're not familiar with it, I use it a lot. And yoyu is a Japanese word that's used in daily conversation all the time, and it refers to whether or not you have enough wherewithal to buy something or to do something. And it could be in terms of time or money or energy, bandwidth. And if you don't have enough yoyu to do something, it means, of course, that you don't have enough time or energy or bandwidth. And you can infer from the conversation, from the context, what we're talking about when you use that word yoyu. And so for me, I was always gauging whether or not whatever we tried to do would bring us more yo-yo or not. And when Otosan first came to live with us, he could dress himself, no problem. He could choose things to wear. He didn't always want to change his clothes, but he didn't necessarily have to change them every day. But then he started going to day service, which is a kind of adult daycare. And when he started going every day, Monday through Friday, we made it a rule in our house that he would change his clothes every morning for that. And he would also take a shower and clean up every morning before he went. And he liked that rule. He stuck with that rule. And it was really successful for us all the way, almost all the way to the end, until he was no longer living with us. However, choosing what to wear was not always easy for him. He could get dressed, he could take a shower, get undressed, take a shower, get dressed again, but choosing what to wear was the big challenge. And what we did was I made sure that he had 5 pairs of pants and 5 shirts that were all interchangeable that he could choose from, so that each day he could wear something different. And he knew that the next morning when he changed out of his clothes, because he didn't want to change into pajamas at night and we didn't force him, so he would wear his clothes all day, then he would put his clothes in the washing machine and then he would choose the next set of clothes. Well, that worked for a really long time, except for at some point he got confused and couldn't deal with it, or he would forget, or he would try to put the same clothes back on again. And what we used that was super successful, that helpful for him and for me, is we got these baskets. I got 5 of them. And at the beginning of each week, I'm meaning together with Otosan, the two of us would sit in his room, and with each 5 basket, we lined them up and we put a pair of socks, a pair of underwear, an undershirt, a pair of pants, and either a short sleeve or long sleeve polo shirt, whichever the season was, in these baskets. And we lined them up in his room, and each morning he would take the clothes out and go to the bathroom to take a shower and get dressed for the day. Eventually, he had trouble with that, and he would mix and match and take things from the basket, and he would get confused. And I realized that he could no longer handle managing it on his own. So we moved the baskets to the bathroom, and in there, every night before I went to bed, I would pull out the set of clothes and put it on the counter for him. So when he got up in the morning, he could go into the bathroom, get undressed, put his clothes in the washing machine, take his shower, and then he could get dressed with the new set of clothes that I had left on the counter for him. So this, if you live in Japan, I got these at Nitori, and you could probably find them, I'm sure, in other countries at any kind of home center type store. And it was a very small investment to get 5 of them, but it saved us because then he could get dressed on his own, and he was dressed in something nice and different each day, and it was clean. And it helped me, it helped him, it helped us all. So that's my one tip that I have today, is to buy baskets to put the clothes in, and have a basket for every single day. So I hope that helps bring Yoyu to somebody who might be managing clothes for someone that they care for that has dementia. That's all for today. If you have a better tip or another idea to manage clothes, I'd love to hear about it. Put it in the comments below. Thanks.